Hey guys, it's Chris. Thanks for stopping by. If you're tired of paying and waiting for your tires to be swapped out, either because you're going from a road tire to a dirt tire or vice versa, or you're just getting fresh rubber on your bike, there's an easier way, and that is get yourself a good tire changing stand and a balancing stand and a good set of irons, and you're off and running. And so that's why today I'm going to take a look at the Tusk wheel balancing and truing stand. Great little stand, very affordable price, and I'll even give you a tip on how to make it slightly better to get it as perfect a balance as you can get.
Very tiny screws. So this leveling bubble, we're going to drop the little screws in. The washer and the nut will be on the other side. So we'll go one at a time, putting the washer and the nut just super loose on that one. So the little nut is a 5mm head. And I'll try a P1 Phillips driver. And then we'll bolt the side supports. There's a narrow setup and a wide setup, just from a versatility. There's really no advantage to making it more narrow. All right, the stand uprights are going to go on here with the two holes that are going to hold the bearings. So we want those to be on the inside, because these little bearings are going to be right here, and that's what the bar is going to rest on. So this is the correct configuration. So in each case, I'm going to drop the bolt in from the top. I'm going to do the big washer, spring washer, and the nut. The bolt head and the nut are both 17mm. So I'm going to use a spanner from underneath and a ratchet on top. All right, then I'm going to add the bearings to the top of the uprights. Bolt through, big washer, spring washer, and then a nut. The truing rod is snug. I can always tighten that up a little bit more if it gets loose, but it seems about right, so I can put it in place and have it stay. And it's a 5mm head here to adjust the distance. Okay, so with everything put together the way it's supposed to, but I can feel a little tiny bit of grinding. Grinding might be too strong a word. There's something that's contributing to a slight drag with these bearings. If we're trying to get 1 or 2% better than out of the box, what I would suggest is that if you add the lock washer in between the bearing and the upright, you're going to eliminate the possibility that there's any drag with that bearing. Okay, so with a lock washer between the bearing and the upright, it's just taking that precaution. I can't tell by looking, there doesn't seem to be anything making contact. Better to be safe and get everything spread out. And if that's a good solution to making sure that we get good performance, a better solution would be to use a similar size washer front and back on the bearing that match the same size as that inside diameter of the bearing. That way you're only basically pushing on that cylinder that is the middle of the bearing, so that any part that's moving has no chance of rubbing on anything, so that it can rotate freely. This is an inexpensive option, so if there's a good, better, best option, this is your better option. Finally, the last best thing you could do is to replace the bearing altogether, and upgrading to an unsealed bearing, an open bearing, which has the least possible resistance. You'll notice that a bearing that's not sealed has almost no resistance whatsoever and can be spun in your fingers super easy. And I know that this probably makes a 1 or 2% difference in how effectively this balancing stand will work for you. For the time and effort and a few dollars, and these bearings are under 10 bucks a piece, it's an easy upgrade. and the end result is going to be phenomenal. Here I just spun the wheel just gently, and you can see it just seems to spin forever. And there's really no resistance to where when it comes to a stop, it actually does that little bit of a pendulum thing because there's really no friction holding that wheel back. So you get a very accurate depiction of where your tire is heaviest. So I think you end up with the most favorable outcome as far as balancing your own wheels in your own garage. So I think it's worth the extra effort to make the slight modifications. If you don't change out the bearings, certainly that lock washer between the bearing and the uprights is going to help you to maximize the effectiveness of the stock bearings. So I think you're 99% of the way there that way. But if you choose to make the change, I think you end up with the best solution for under $100.
All right, so there you have it, guys. For under $100, the Tusk wheel balancing and truing stand is a great option for you. And if you're just as picky as me, you can change out those bearings if you'd like. I think it's a great result. I've balanced a bunch of tires on this. Works really good for me. Love to hear your feedback. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.